Oh, I'm Michael.
I'm Justin.
We're Bear on the keyboard, and this is a
A
bar rant. All right, buddy. So I got a kind of a weird one. I got an esoteric one.
Okay,
for us today.
okay. How you feeling right now?
How am I feeling right now?
Yeah, how you doing?
I feel great.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, feeling awesome. I'm sitting on this couch, well, love seat really, and I'm across from me is my friend who I'm going to have a conversation with. So yeah, I feel good.
Okay. You said this is a little esoteric.
Yeah.
Esoteric. I don't even know what words are. Esoteric. So I'm curious. Hit me.
Okay, so
Don't actually hit me. Stay where you're sitting.
I'm not gonna get. I'm not getting up.
But I'm talking about a love hit.
I do have to say real fast too that I think the reason why guys invented podcasts, I'm sure it was a dude who did it first. Let's be honest.
This is a sexist thing that he's saying right now, but in
But
a
it's-
negative way towards guys.
Yeah.
So you guys.
It's just to hang out with our buddies. Like it's just an
Literally,
excuse to
right?
make money off of hanging out with your buddies.
Yes, it's an
Yeah.
excuse to be like, yeah, I'm hanging out with the bros, but also I'm getting money for this.
Sorry, sweetie, gotta hit up the office today, and then he like walks into the studio, was like, "What's up, dude?
What's up, bro?
Crack a seltzer, bro."
It's like, what's up? You remember that thing from the 90s? Hit me with this esoteric thing. I feel like this is a good way to do this.
Yeah, good segue actually. Speaking of esoteric things from the 90s,
What's up?
I think that the voicemail system that we have on cell phones is a pointless holdover for answering machines. And I will even go so far as to say I don't think answering machines were all that fucking useful to begin with.
Answering machines felt useful because they existed. So that's my thought on answering machines.
Okay.
They felt useful and were utilized, but only because if they had never existed, whatever. People are like, oh, wouldn't it be great if you could just call up and you could just leave a message for the person? As the message was always like, this is who I am, call me back.
I was just going to say that 99% of the time when you missed somebody's phone call and they left a message on your answering machine, it was, hey, I'm this person, or I am this company, or I am this doctor's appointment, just saying, call us back. More often than not, right?
So you said 99. I can say that percentage. I mean, obviously you're just making that up. Like,
Sure. I'm being hyperbolic, yes.
yes. But it's closer to, like, honestly, more like 65-ish% of the time it was that. There were, because I remember a lot of voicemails. No,
Answering machine messages.
answering machine messages.
We'll get to voicemail in a second.
Yeah, being left that were actually useful and required zero callback.
Okay, so I did actually mention doctor's offices, and they were really good about leaving a message that
Being
just
like,
said,
this is a reminder. This
reminder,
is when
you have an
appointment.
appointment at this date at
Yep.
this time.
But
That's
you,
it.
So yeah, you mentioned the doctor's office, but there's also other times where it's like, this is a thing that's happening right now, or happening at this time and this, and people are just utilizing it like that. But it became such a thing where our dumb brains are like, I have questions. You gave me the facts. I don't have questions,
There
but
should be no follow up.
But our dumb brains are like, I have questions. I'm just going to call them back. It's like, And also, if it's a person you speak with at this time, people are talking on the phone constantly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
and you speak with them at least twice a week, if not more than that, they don't need to leave you a fucking message on the answering machine about anything unless it's an emergency. That's it. It's like I got nothing else
Pretty
for
much.
you.
Period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Like, unless there's a crisis of some sort,
Yeah.
they don't need to tell you. You're going to talk to them probably tomorrow
Yeah. Relatively soon.
or on the phone. When I get home, I'm getting home to call you anyhow. So, like, what? Why?
Yeah. That's something I think really strange. Older generations say like millennials hate talking on the phone, and I'm like, no, we love talking on the phone. Y'all fucked it up though. Like I hate doing business over the phone
No.
because
If I'm just having a conversation with someone,
yeah, I could talk for hours having a conversation with one of my buds or whatever.
I'm on the phone with you right now.
Effectively.
So,
And Yeah, but like when it comes to like doing business over the phone, the whole thing got so fucking automated that it becomes a hassle to deal with. And you're just like, I'd rather do it in person. How many issues have I had with my bank? Have you seen me personally have with my bank? Wherein I went in person and got it fixed in like 5 fucking minutes, whereas I would have been on hold on the phone for who knows how long.
4 days.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like I'm just getting
I'm
used.
lowballing that.
Yeah, I just leave it on speaker next to my nightstand when I go to bed, so I can just listen to the smooth jazz they're playing or whatever on the hold music. Like for real, no, it's fucking the automated system and the outsourcing to other countries where English is not a first language. And there's nothing wrong with people living in other countries or not speaking English. I don't give a shit about
There's also
that.
nothing wrong with the outsourcing, except if
If there's a communication issue with the person you're
if
talking
I'm a
to,
customer that needs to do a thing,
yeah,
it's the communication. I don't care what the languages are.
yeah.
If the communication is a little choppy, then it's not like this is not going to get resolved.
Yeah, period. Yeah.
Sorry. I only speak French, and you are talking to me in English. I do not understand what. No.
Exactly.
It's like well, no. It's like
I just have an issue, and I hate to fucking sound like a fucking right winger or whatever, because
Sure.
I'm not. I mean, I'm such a centrist when it comes to this kind of shit. But
Sure,
like,
you're fine.
But I hate it when American companies decide to outsource their
Right
phones.
winger.
Shut up. Decide to outsource their phone operating business or companies or sector or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
yeah.
They're
Call
operators.
centers.
They're call centers. There we go. That's the word.
That's
I was
what they
fucking looking
are.
for.
They're call centers.
Yeah, when they outsource their call centers to other countries, and it's like, first of all, it doesn't do any American workers any benefits because those are jobs they could have had, and then secondly, it doesn't do the consumers any fucking good because now all of a sudden we're connected with somebody in a call center in fucking India or some shit, and it's not even that these people aren't able to speak English well, which some of them are, 100%.
Oh, better than I can.
Better than a lot of Americans I know, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, you have this issue with the connection lag and it just being a little fucking noisy. They don't know how to, not that they personally don't know how to, but those call centers in particular do not have any sort of knowledge for noise gates or anything like that. So they get a little noisy. It's a little hard to hear, you know? So anyway.
You got that whole disconnect there.
Yeah.
But that's also the other thing. That's even more why it's frustrating. Because
Seltzers, dude.
Yeah. It's in the benefit of the company for that disconnect to exist because they're like, oh, you're calling these people for a problem. And we want to fix that problem by not fixing that problem and just have your money.
Yeah.
And that's where it's the biggest issue for me.
They want to make it as inconvenient for us as possible so that we don't actually get our problem solved. We're just like, when we think about what we have to go through, the hoops we have to jump through to solve this problem, we go, fuck it, it's not worth it.
This is why I only listen to smooth jazz. Because I go through all the hoops. I'm like, fuck y'all.
You're just sitting there snapping and being like, oh,
Like,
yeah,
let's
this one's
go.
a banger,
Oh,
dude.
I'm on hold. Like, what are you listening to right now? Hold music for Nextel. This is working out a problem. No, I don't go through Nextel anymore, but I'm going to still get my money. Like,
You're like, nah, they have the best hold music, and they give it to you for free, unlike these subscription services.
that's silly. All right, so moving on.
Yeah.
We talked about the answering machine aspect of this, but voicemails. You're like, it's a carryover from the answering machine.
So you can see some use in the answering machine back in the day when nobody had phones in their pocket, right? It was all attached to a landline.
I don't think people have phones in their pockets now, but we'll get back to that. Keep going.
Fair enough. But before people had the ability to access other human beings from wherever they are,
Exactly.
your phone was at home in your house, connected to a landline.
Yeah.
And if you tried to get a hold of somebody and they weren't there, then hey, you could
could
say,
at least be like, I did call you, motherfucker.
yeah, I'm like, I was just proof I tried with the answering machine.
Yeah.
But the answering machine was quickly overridden with this thing called caller ID, and I'm sure you remember when these first came out.
I remember caller ID.
It was
happening,
and it was
which is a thing. I remember. Oh, Just talk.
Okay.
All right.
So caller ID probably only like a decade and a half or so after the advent of the answering machine did caller ID become a thing, and it made an answering machine obsolete because you could go home, you could go, okay, let's see if I missed any calls, and it would show the person's fucking name and number, so you know exactly who you missed a call from.
Y'all can't see him. He's doing the motion of scrolling. He's like
I was hitting buttons.
He's
Yeah,
pressing the down button to scroll through the
there
call.
was 3 buttons on the caller ID.
Scroll through. Like I saw it. I wanted to share what you guys can't see right now because I'm like, So the caller ID also, like, it came out and like having it was a service you paid for. That's how fucking retarded we are as people.
Yeah.
We're like, if you invent something, you can make money off of it, do it. Just fucking do that. Like,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, we also had to pay for our landline phone services at the time too, and it was just an upcharge to your phone service.
Yep.
However, it was all pretty cheap back in the day. I don't remember a telephone bill being more than like $10 or $20, you know?
Depends. Like they did like the whole minutes thing and all of that. Like that was a thing that carried over to cell phones
For a little while. Yeah, the very advent of cell phones, yeah.
because the popularization of cell phones.
Well, the invention of cell phones was definitely a by minute
100%.
yeah, thing. But
But
yeah.
but it being like that carryover where you started getting these deals like after 9 and that sort of thing. That was a carryover from landline.
Yeah,
use.
true. And then the upcharges for long distance and stuff like that. Like long distance isn't even a thing. Like this, you know how people talk about like, oh, you talk to a younger generation and they don't know what something is. Ask them about long distance calling; they won't know what the fuck they're talking about.
You should also ask them about collect calls.
Yeah, collect calls too. Yeah, because that's from the bygone era of the payphone. So
Which is crazy because it's still set up like a collect call. If you get a phone call from someone in prison,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
you have to. So crazy. You have to set up a whole account, get approved for them to be able to even call and all of this. And even still, you get that phone call, and when you answer, it's like getting a collect call. It's like, this person is calling you from this prison right now. Do you accept this? And you have to say yes. I'm doing the banana phone gesture.
you are. He's doing the hang loose thumb and pinky out.
Whereas I think this is how you
Yeah, you just do a palm now for a phone.
For a phone. That's how you mimic mime phoning. Get back to phones in a second. But so
Phone
yeah,
technology is crazy how much it advanced. I'm just going to say that real
it
fast.
is. It
Yeah.
is. So we're talking caller ID, but so that also carried over to where caller ID on your cell phone wasn't a thing. You'd get a number eventually. Like the number wasn't there for a long time, just incoming call.
Yeah.
You would get a number that would pop up. A name would only go there if the person calling you paid to have their name show up when they called people. Do you know how crazy that is? As opposed
That's
to
pretty wacky.
As opposed to me paying to see who's calling. The person is like, I want you to know it's me, motherfucker.
I need to be seen.
See? Yeah, right? That's crazy. Caller ID was great, which, as you were saying, takes that answering machine where it's like, bro, I'm going to call you back because I see that you called, or I'm choosing not to call you back.
Also a thing.
I deleted that message and that message and that message and that. Oh, nope. God damn it, Mom, stop calling.
I got a funny story about that, but we'll get to that here in a second.
So caller ID, and that kind of takes out the need for the answering machine, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. With modern cell phones,
Your thoughts on this?
Yeah,
I'm getting back to your thoughts on this.
for sure. So with modern cell phones, you see not only do you get a notification that you missed a call, but you also see who that call is. And if it's somebody who's not in your contacts list, you just see a number. But if it's somebody who is in your contacts list, it shows you who that person is. You missed a call from Mom, missed a call from Justin, missed a call from Michael, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And then you can go, oh, okay, well, I know I missed a call. I will call them, make a choice to call them, and even the timestamp too of when they called, so you can make that choice to call them back or whatever. But also the fact that we have this thing called text messaging that allows people to send a very quick, very brief message concerning the nature of their call over to you. It makes the voicemail system entirely pointless, in my opinion. Why we still even have a voice mailbox that exists on cell phone plans is beyond me.
So this is where I'm like, okay. Text messaging, yes. Not only yes, but think of a business and they're leaving you just like here's a reminder. They can text that to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have
Literally-
automated systems that just send text out. Yeah.
They can send that to you from their computer, which every business has a fucking computer.
If you're a business that does not run a computer, you're the smallest, weirdest little mom and pop like boutique shop, and even then, it's like you gotta have like a cell phone.
I was going to say
so that you can swipe people's
again,
cards with Square or
you
whatever.
still
the fuck.
have
Yeah.
a fucking computer but nobody has a phone anymore. You have a fucking computer in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's walking around with a computer. Period. Everyone.
Yeah.
There are people that literally are homeless, struggling homeless, not by choice, out of their mind a little bit, that I see with their fucking phone.
And it's like a smartphone. Yeah.
And I'm like,
We shouldn't even call them smartphones anymore. That's a bygone term if you think about it too. All phones have access to the internet.
they're
can
all
place text
they're
messages.
all what smartphones. Yeah,
They all have touchscreen interfaces.
all
They're
what-
all smartphones.
Yeah, they're all what, like, there's that time that was that in between, that transition era, if you will, and
Yeah.
that's why they're called smartphones. They're like, oh, but I can access the internet. Oh, I'm a smarter. Oh, I've got a British accent and glasses.
I'm a smarter phone than you.
All you do is fold funny. Guess what? Smartphones fold funny now too.
Yeah, we even got folding fucking smartphones.
Oh my god. Oh, have you seen one in person?
I have not seen one in person. No.
It's fucking dope.
Yeah, they're
It
cool.
looks better than I thought it did when I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. Technology, I love it. I'm a fucking nerd.
Yeah, same.
I love science fiction.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
futurism.
I'm sorry,
and-
science fact.
Yeah,
It starts as the fiction and then becomes science fact. But yeah, nobody has a phone. We have computers that are portable, and everyone has one. Just about everyone has one. I'm fucking all of my fucking nephews, I'm pretty sure have one. Stupid.
when did you first get a cell phone?
I didn't get a cell phone until I was 17 years old. However, I did get a cell phone when I was 17 years old.
We got a cell phone approximately at the same time then, because I got a cell phone when I was like,
Oh yeah, about the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah, no,
you're
yeah.
a little older than me, obviously. So
My folks were like, we're going to get a family plan, and we're going to give you these things. I use that cell phone like never. Like, it was literally something that was just in my backpack.
yeah,
It was there for emergencies or if I needed to get a hold of my folks.
I mean, I mean when we both got cell phones, so it's the same era of cell phones.
Yeah.
Of cell phone ownership. It would be pre-smartphone era. If smartphones did exist, they were
Nope.
rare.
No, did not.
Yeah,
I
I don't
literally
think
had-
so either.
I'm talking like the Nokia.
This is like pre-iPhone. Well, the iPhone didn't even exist yet.
Nope, that
Yeah.
wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Nope, Apple had not made that.
In point of fact, Apple's iPods didn't even have a touchscreen interface at the time.
Apple's iPod didn't.
iPod Touch only came out like when I was like after I was done with high school. I was like
gonna-
19, I
Yeah,
think.
so I'm gonna tell you, like, I got a phone before the iPod existed.
Okay.
17, so
I don't know about
I
that.
could be wrong.
don't know about that.
2002.
I don't know. We can do a quick little look up on when the iPod came
Yeah,
out.
go
just
ahead
out of
and look that
curiosity.
up.
Anyway, continue your story though.
But so yeah, oh, what was my story? Shit, now I'm thinking about a thing. Dumb brain. Oh, right, computers. So yeah, like I mean, I got a phone just to use as whatever, but we all just have computers in our fucking pockets that happen to make phone calls. But computers also make phone calls. So it's literally just a handheld computer. So if you've
Now.
got a now,
Yeah.
right. So if you have a business, even if you are a small mom and pop shop, you have a business. You have a computer.
Yeah.
The text message gives you all the information. You're not wasting your time by talking.
Because there's so many pleasantries involved with a phone call too. And if you think about those pleasantries, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. Saying hello. Like I say hello when I answer the phone, even though I know who's calling me.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm like, oh hey, what's up?
And they
Hello.
and then
Hi.
sometimes with older people, they will even say, "Hey, it's this person," as if one, I don't recognize their voice.
I know, I do it every time. Shut the fuck up. Stop calling me old.
One, as if one, I don't recognize their voice, and as if two, I don't fucking see their name pop up.
I answered because I was like, oh yeah, I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you. I did it right. I did
You
the
did right. You
hand
did the
thing.
palm.
I did the whole hand.
You did
this
the
time.
flat palm. So, yeah. Just a little aside. The iPod was released. The original iPod was released November 10th, 2001.
Oh, okay. So iPods did exist.
Yes, they did. The Touch, which is basically became what the operating system for the original iPhone was, the
Right.
iPod, because the iPod Touch looks like a fucking phone.
Oh yeah.
It looks like a phone does now, I should say. That was released later, obviously.
Much later. Yeah. Oh yeah. But the original iPod was 2001. Okay. Damn. All right. Like, I don't think they existed. So they existed. The reason I don't think they existed is because I grew up in this small city that is town oriented.
The city of Townsville.
Yeah. Where if anyone had one, I knew them, but they weren't showing it off. They just had wealthy parents.
Yeah, they just had rich folks, yeah.
Which there's a lot of those around here.
I mean, same. I mean, when I first got an iPod, it was like the iPod, like the mini one. Like it didn't have the screen interface on it,
Like the little.
so it looked like a thumb drive. It looked like a USB thumb drive. You popped off one end, plugged it right into USB drive on your computer, drag and drop music over to it, and then it just had the play, forward, back, pause buttons just kind of on it.
I had the first one I got was a clip.
That was the second one I got. That one came out after that.
Right.
Yeah, and I had the clip-on one too.
That was the first one I got was the clip where it's just the wheel.
Nano? Was it the iPod Nano? Is that what they called it?
Nano. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're both called the Nano. Both of those. I think that was the second generation Nano was the clip-on one,
Yeah.
which was cool actually.
I mean, it was just a little clip, but also it was just the wheel.
Yeah.
And then of course it had your connecting ports. Your
Yeah.
two connecting ports.
How did that connect to a computer?
It used a
Because it had
cord.
an aux.
Yeah. It had your.
It wasn't a full USB though. They must have had
No, it was the micro.
micro USB to full sized.
Yeah. It was
USB A, I guess you'd call that.
Yeah, it was. That's yeah. It was that connecting cord that you used to do it.
Okay. I like the design of the first one though, where it was just a thumb drive. Like you take the cap off and it's just a USB and you
That's
plug
smart.
it right
so
in.
I had
No wires necessary.
I had a phone called the Juke.
The juke, like what they do in football. That little stutter step.
Nice. No, they called it that because it was this rectangle shaped phone that spun open.
Okay.
And when it spun open, there's this wheel right here. It spins open, and that wheel is your interface. That was kind of like the eye,
Okay.
right? It
Like that old school iPod kind of vibe where you spin the wheel
to
interact.
And its thing was like we got so much space to hold a lot of music on your phone.
Oh, so that was like the first kind of, well, maybe not the first, but one of the early designs for, hey, the phone can be a portable media player,
Right.
not just a
It
phone.
literally though, like you guys can't see, it literally though was like that big.
Oh, so like, what is
And
that,
then
like 5 inches by like 2 inches across?
not even
Like
2 inches.
an inch and a half maybe across?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And then when you open it, it doesn't quite double in size because it spins on that axis.
on that axis. Yeah, okay.
Right. All right. It was this tiny little thing, but
Baby
that,
phone.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it looked super spy, like because
Oh, yeah.
you pull it out and you're like, and you could slide it either direction
Hmm.
to open it, but you slide it out,
That's actually probably very difficult to engineer. Jesus.
slide it either direction, but you slide it out, you open it, and you're just talking on a stick. I was just like,
Yeah, almost.
I'm a spy. I'm like fucking mid-20s. So
Yeah.
I'm a spy. I still do that shit now.
In my mid-20s, the phone I had was had like a flip out keyboard. So it was like about yay, maybe
Oh,
that,
I know the
like
flip.
that,
Yeah.
And then you just turn it on its side and push up on the screen,
Yeah.
and it flipped out this physical keyboard.
Sidekick.
It wasn't called a sidekick.
It wasn't the sidekick.
It wasn't the sidekick, no.
But it was like that. I know what you're talking about. It's my.
Like fucking Motorola or some shit that
Yeah.
made it, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I miss physical keyboards. I made way less errors because my fat thumbs weren't dragging across a touchscreen.
If my fat thumb hits two things at once, I'm like, I feel like I just hit two things. You look at the screen and you go, oh, I did, and it registered that one and not the other one, or both of them, and you delete that.
Yeah. You get that like immediate feedback stuff of that tactile touching a keyboard.
I look
They need to bring back physical keyboards to smartphones, to modern phones, really.
Touchscreen is awesome.
Because yeah, it has a ton of great uses, but like,
But also-
we don't need our keyboard to be the touchscreen.
Your keyboard, you calibrate your
And
keyboard.
a lot of apps too, the keyboard when it pops up will cover up what you're typing. And I'm like, that's mind-bogglingly stupid to me because when I'm like, because
Thank you.
I learned to
It's
type,
so dumb.
I learned to type on a keyboard.
I feel like an old man now.
I learned I mean, this is old guys talk about the advent, or that, not the advent, but the never-ending march of technology on the keyboard.
Literally with keyboards.
With keyboards. But I learned to type on a physical keyboard with a screen in front of me, and the more you got accustomed to the feel of the keyboard, and the more you got used to the placement of all the letters, the less you look at your keyboard. You were just looking at your screen as you're typing, right?
Yeah.
And covering up what you're typing with an image of a keyboard that you interact with is the dumbest thing in the world to me.
Well, so here's the thing: is your keyboard feels like a flat. Every button feels the exact same.
Yeah, it feels
No
like a flat
matter
screen.
where you put,
Yeah.
you can do this, and
He's
that's
wiggling his thumbs around randomly.
yeah. I'm air typing right now, but if I had my phone on me and I was doing that on my phone and making eye contact with someone while doing that and not looking at this and sending a perfect mess, that's a talent.
Yeah, it really, truly is.
Because you can't see what you're typing and you can't feel what you're typing.
That lack of tactile feedback is strange. Yeah.
It's not strange. It's just it's useful to have that feedback. So not having it is hindering you. So you have to either be able to look at what you are typing literally at the keyboard or see what you're typing. Excuse me. In whatever you're typing into. That's where it's a problem.
Yeah. Anyway, though, so yeah, answering machines I think are a pointless holdover. Do you have any? Do you have an example of where a voicemail could be useful?
All right.
Because I was gonna say I'm gonna cycle back to what I was saying
Yeah.
earlier about like missed calls from mom 40
Right.
times in a row.
So-
That's what the majority of my voicemails were when I had one set up. And my mom would always say the exact same thing at the beginning of every
Oh my
message. I
goodness.
wish I saved them because it would have been so funny to just put on like against the microphone and just let you guys listen to right now. Literally, it would go, "You have 42 new messages," and then I'd go, "Okay, message one," and it'd be like, "Michael, hey, delete." Message 2, Michael, delete message 3. Michael, delete message 4. Michael, delete message 5. Like, yeah, I know you're calling me. You don't need to say my name. But it's like one of those holdovers of that. There's a certain polities when it comes to phone conversations that like never
Absolutely.
went away. I'm like, it's all gonna be like, it's your mom, call me back. I wouldn't even go on because I'm like, duh.
My dad likes to do the whole, like, if he calls me, he's gotten a little better, but he still sometimes, if it gets to the voicemail, he always goes, "Hey, just give me a call back when you get a chance." Bro, just send me a text message.
Yeah.
You already know this.
Or better yet, just hang up because I'll see I missed a call from my dad.
Just send me the text message. I will see that I missed a call from my dad. If I see a missed call with no voicemail, I'm more likely to call back.
Yeah.
So if you want me to call back, don't say shit. Don't let it go that far.
Yeah.
Or let it go that far just in case I barely missed it or left it somewhere. But if my phone rings and I don't answer within like 4 rings, just assume that I am ignoring you or I left my phone somewhere.
Options.
That's where we're at, though. That's why the voicemail doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you can do the text message thing. That's where, for me, the voicemail doesn't matter. Say whatever you want on that voicemail. I've got a whole bunch of voicemails that I'm like, I need to go through and delete these. They literally are, like, most of them are 5 seconds long from just spam callers.
Sure.
I just don't fuck with my voicemail.
That's another issue too with this increase in these spam phishing calls where people are trying to scam you in some way or another, or even people who are not trying to scam you but they're trying to sell you something, or
Yeah.
people doing polls, whatever the fucking case may be. Shit
Speaking
you
of
don't want to answer
speaking
to.
of selling you something, I did want to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
Shut the fuck up. But yeah, even with the advent, or not the advent, I keep saying advent today, with the
No, I would need a calendar
yeah, I know.
to mark every time you say it.
Yeah, 100%. With the increase in propensity of these things occurring.
There we go. Oh, he remembered. He used to like words.
Yeah.
And not just one.
Yeah. But with that, there is even more of a reason to not have a voicemail set up, because these are just going to be bullshit. Like, most of it's just going to be bullshit.
Yeah.
It's going to be pointless. It's going to be a waste of your time. Especially like we talked about, more and more doctors' offices and companies and whatnot will send you a text message.
They have
Send
the
an
option,
automated text
the ability.
message.
That's why they're like, phone number,
And
cell
so
number.
does everyone else at this point too.
Like-
if you have something very quick to say that does not need a response from me, just send me a text message. If you want to have a conversation with me, or you want to
Just send a text message.
I mean, also true, but
That
I don't
says-
mind talking on the phone.
I was going to say that says call me. After you call,
Yeah.
but if it's something that's urgent, if it's urgent, don't leave a voicemail. Send me a text message.
Because I'm not going to see that voicemail forever. It's
I'm
going to
gonna
be a
be like-
while till I get to that.
I got a voicemail. I'm good. Send me a text message that says emergency, need to talk now. As soon as I see that, I'm going to call you. And if I call you and I don't get anything, I'm gonna be like, where the fuck is this person at? Think about it and try and figure it out. It's an emergency.
I'm going to start abusing that. I'm going to call you, and then when it goes to voicemail or whatever, I'll hang up and then send you a text that says emergency, all caps, call me back now. And then you're going to be like, dude, what's up? And I'm like, nothing, what are you doing?
Do it.
Want to grab some beers or
I
whatever?
literally, if I see, just send me the text message saying, like, you need to talk.
Yeah.
Emergency, like that sort of thing. It's like, no, I need to talk about. I'm terrible at typing. Like, I'm slow at
Yeah,
texting.
for sure.
And with that, I'm like,
Well,
I don't
I-
want to sit here and text this out.
In the not that I'm trying to fucking harp on you. It's not that you're
good.
slow at typing. It's that you get easily distracted. I've seen you try to compose a text to other people, and you so often will just like set your
Set my
phone down mid typing that text to continue having a conversation with someone around you, and then pick it back up, type like 2 more words, and then be like, "Oh, something else interesting happened."
That's also true.
It's nothing to do with typing so much
Well-
as it has to do with you get easily distracted. You're like, "Oh, a squirrel."
yes. But even when there's nothing around to distract me and I'm typing something out and for me, I'm having a conversation when I'm texting. So that's another thing where I tell people, I'm like, no, I'm with people right now. I can't do this. We can talk later.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I like to throw that out there because
Yeah.
for me, I know I'm disconnecting from one thing
Yeah.
to do the other thing.
And that way you can still at least acknowledge the other person and be like, yo, I can't talk right now, really, but like,
Yeah,
or,
it's
or
like,
even
hey,
text
yeah,
because I'm fucking busy.
Because for
but
me, I'm having a conversation. For me, I'm doing that.
I'm a phone set down to talk to somebody face to face kind of person too,
Right,
because
which
I'm like,
is why
it's so often that people just, I mean, these things are designed to take up your time and distract you in order to in order to make apps add money. And so
Yes.
being able to just like go, no, that's going in the pocket, that's going off even, or that's going at least face down on the table, is so I can have a conversation
Right.
with somebody is like, I don't know, that's just something that to me that's a new form of phone like politeness, etiquette. There we go. That's a new kind of form that's just starting to take hold. That I like. I'm like, no, this person decided to hang out with you. Have a face-to-face conversation with them.
For me, like we create this content and I want to be out there and put myself out there. So if I'm sitting there and I'm like, ooh, this is a good picture of a thing, I want to take that and I want to send that out. But also I'm like, I got the picture. I can set this down and I can send it after.
Picture will
and-
be there forever. Yeah, exactly.
Because, yeah, I'm slow with the typing, but if it's something that is urgent, the best way for me to be able to respond to that is a text message because I will set my phone
'Cause you
down
can read that rapidly,
and I
too,
can
yeah.
look over and be like, oh, what's that? What? Oh, shit. No, this is important. Have to do this right now if I'm with someone else. Or in the middle of texting someone because I'm by myself.
Sure.
All but
Well, there you guys have it. Those are our opinions on phones in general. It kind of turned into.
yeah.
It was supposed to be about answering machines and then being
Well, no,
versus
voicemail.
voicemail.
Voicemails. So I had a clap back for you on the voicemail where I'm like,
Give me
no,
real fast.
it is still relevant, but as we talked more and more, I'm like, it's not actually relevant. There's-
We kind of collectively convinced ourselves like it's kind of
I
pointless.
was like, no, it literally is there for scam artists and people trying to sell me stuff.
yeah, really.
That's it.
Yeah.
I say scam, by the way, not spam. I don't give a shit about spam. Spam exists everywhere.
Yeah.
Scam artists
Which there's so many of those these days. Yeah.
and people trying to sell you something.
Yep.
People trying to take your money or people trying to take your money. That's all.
Those are your options.
That's all it is for voicemail.
Capitalist hellscape, Jesus. Well, until next time, guys, what do you like to say here on Bear on the Keyboard?
Cheers.
Cheers.